it's live in the chat, then maybe someone joins.
Sure. Alright, well, when you're doing that, I'll do a little introduction then. Hello Blood Bowl fans, and welcome to another video. We are live in the Steel final, and I have Krisjay with me, and it's actually his live stream, so he can introduce that, of course, but this is just for the guys watching on YouTube. Hello.
Hello everyone. I think we'll start out by introducing and showing up the teams and the rosters, and then I hope the match will start as we are waiting for the coaches to actually find each other online and start the match.
Yep. So, shall we start with Varksen and his Judgement of the Worthy?
Alright.
Yeah. So, what do you see, first of all? We'll do it that way, I guess.
Well, I like his throw route, of course, and his blitz route with strength 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Otherwise, pretty strong Khemri team. I would kind of like to see more Tomb Guardians with the block skill.
Yeah.
Or some more level ups. Otherwise, it tends to be slow sometimes with Khemri.
Yeah, especially the Tomb Guards for that fact, because they don't usually do that much at first.
Yeah, that's the problem with Tomb Guardians at first. When you level them up, they become pretty strong. And yeah, I also played this team, and it was pretty hard to break the cage down against them. So Varksen knows how to play this team, and there's no wonder he's in the final.
Yeah, that's definitely a fact. I definitely agree with that.
And this is actually the second year when Khemri are in the final, so that should be a signal of something. If a good coach takes that team, should play quite well with it.
Yeah, that's true. I think 2 out of 3 made it to the playoff last season as well. Me and you, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had 2 lots of Khemri last season as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say as well, there is this piling on piece, and I don't think I've seen a blitz route pile on, so that's going to be fun.
Yes. Although, for some reason, people take piling on before jump up. I would try to do the other way, although it's a bit of a risk. Of course, there's no chance you will get the other great level up when you can take the piling on.
Yeah, that's true, because you need a double for jump up, of course, on these pieces. He also still has 180 to spend, so obviously that's going to go, I guess, or he's going to use it for a wizard. That's another option.
Yeah, probably a wizard. That's a good way to spend it.
Though, I think if it was me, I'd maybe take the reroll, you know? Just, even though you're still giving up the TV, it gives you that little bit of safety in this last game.
I don't know, Khemri don't need that many rerolls, but it depends on the luck, of course.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Let's quickly go to D.O.N.Z as well. I see in the chat.
Yeah, I see it too. They're in inducements. Yeah. Okay.
So, what do you see about the Necromantic team?
Well, I see a lot of safety. There's 4 lots of block that's been added to the team, and we have that plus strength white who also has piling on, so we're going to see a lot of piling on this game potentially. They both want to kill each other, obviously. Blood Bowl at its best. Yeah, go on.
Although that white with piling on, I don't think that's very useful because he will be down most of the time.
Yeah.
And he's actually a very strong player. He shouldn't be down on the pitch.
Yeah, I think it's trying to guarantee damage though, basically, especially against armor value 7. It's not such a bad choice.
Yeah, if he can get to those players, then sure.
Okay. And other than that, there's not too much development. So, and unfortunately, quite a lot of SPP has gone to zombies. So that's always bad news.
Yeah. And yesterday when I made my video, I think I made some. I did some math, and I think he has enough for a wizard as well if he wants to.
I think so too.
Because there's some team value difference.
Yeah.
And he should have enough for a wizard. Well, it depends who takes the choice first. Who takes the inducements first.
Yeah, that's a good point. And he, I'm not sure he does have enough for the wizard actually.
He has now, Andyzz has 90,000 in the bank now, and the team value difference.
The team value difference, yeah.
60,000,
okay. Yeah.
so he should have it.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Shall we see if we can find the game?
Yes, I'll try to find it.
Okay, I'll do the same. We could actually ask them to tell us what the inducements are, though I don't think it's that important. Let's go Khemri. Yeah, it's up.
Okay.
There's less Khemri games than Necromantic if you're struggling to find it. Alright, well this is quite an exciting matchup because we've got two very, very experienced coaches going head to head here, and they're playing. Well, Varksen is playing a race that he's very comfortable with, and Andyzz is basically doing some testy things, but he's really enjoyed Necromantic, so it's going to be interesting to see how these guys play off against each other. And there's a bribe on the Khemri side, and there's a bribe on Andy's side. So we're having a foul off as well as a piling on off, which is a weird sentence.
Okay, I count as well.
Okay.
How do we synchronize it?
By the time they kick off, it should basically be roughly in sync. If not, then I can wait. For example, right now we're waiting for the kickoff on my video.
Yeah, there's a kickoff here on my screen as well.
It's already kicked off?
No, he's thinking.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So the Khemri will be on the attack now.
Yeah, it looks like it. Or are Khemri trying to kick? No, Khemri are kicking. So
Khemri are kicking.
yes. You have the kick off event, yeah?
Yes, high kick.
Okay, that's fine. We're
Smash.
in sync then, I guess. And good, the whites caught it, so that's a good start.
For those guys who are watching the stream, is the sound okay? I can quickly adjust something, otherwise I'll leave it as it is.
We're already blitzing with the piling on piece. We may see the animation immediately. No, we're not following, so no pylon. Aggressive start from Andyzz.
Yeah, looks like he's moving to the left flank. I don't know, I'm watching from the Khemri side.
Ah, so am I. I'll switch then. So I'm watching from Necromantic side now.
Alright.
So people can get both views if they want later on.
It will be confusing. I'll be saying left flank and you'll be seeing the right flank.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be like we're playing each other, no problem.
Alright.
Yeah, he's really loading that left flank. Well, his right flank. Surprising he's put the wolf actually at the front. It's brave.
Yeah, that's one of the important pieces, and I don't know. Khemri, I don't think Khemri can reach that wolf at the moment without.
The three at the back can definitely reach him.
They can,
Yeah.
They can, sure.
Maybe even the blitz rock can too, which is really bad news. And that is the piling on piece. So he's actually done it with both wolves though. So he's forcing a threat on both sides. It's good play actually. Though risky.
Although he has moved forward quite fast. I don't know if he's going for a quick touchdown or he wants to establish his ground maybe and stall the game.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. It's a very aggressive start, and you can see actually the Varksen is completely boxed in now, so it's pretty good.
Yes.
Pretty good setup from Andyzz here. Very well read.
Yeah, he's going for that wolf.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it.
I'll quickly check if he's in the stream. How freely can we actually talk about the game? I don't know.
That'd be
Varksen
interesting.
is watching, so we shouldn't be giving any advice.
Okay. Well, it's not my advice saying what somebody's doing, but yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I might
fine.
say something. I don't know if my advice is any good because I lost to Varksen.
Yeah, and I drew with Andyzz actually, I think, but still. No, I didn't play Andyzz in this league. What am I on about? Never mind. Anyway, piling on is coming, so that's something. Though not with a 2 down.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see what he does with the tomb cards here. Not offering any options, but I want to see what he does. Oh, GFI. I like it.
Taking risk at the start. Both teams have 2 rerolls and what's the thing?
A bribe.
A bribe, yeah.
And of course no apothecary because we are 2 teams that regenerate. We're not. Yeah, we are 2 teams that regenerate. Sorry, I thought I was losing my mind for a second. Can the white actually score from where he is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he can't.
No,
He's 1 away from the line if he goes full whack. So.
and it's a bit of a stretch that screen. Oh, that's double skulls.
Yeah. Oh, and reroll.
Reroll, and that's fine.
Well, that's fine, but it's bad news for Varksen because he's only got the 1 left now. That may actually change what the 2 coaches do. And this is interesting. You've got the 2 Tomb Guards standing next to each other, and you've got the 2 Flesh Golems standing next to each other. So they're doing the same tactic here with their pairing.
Which do you think is stronger, the pair of Flesh Columns or the pair of Tomb Guardians here?
That's interesting. Obviously, there's less strength on a Flesh Column, and otherwise they're exactly the same. So Tomb Guard is probably better, but the Stand Firm actually helps in this matchup because if the Tomb Guardian punches the Golem, he's not going anywhere, at least. So
yeah, I would completely agree in this setup. Flesh Columns are, I would consider them a bit stronger because of that Stand Firm.
yeah, but they do have the strength weakness at the same time. So they're kind of balanced, but they have different advantages. And one of the Tomb Guardians has block as well in this matchup.
Yes, but yeah.
Andyzz is taking a bit of time, which he is known to do, but he uses it well most of the time.
He's, I don't know, in a bit of a situation here because he needs to take down the defense somehow, but at the same time he can't move really forward because all of his players are marked.
Yeah, giving due props to Varksen, he has dealt with this situation very well.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's moving forward.
He is. Oh.
And some risks there.
And there we go, 1 reroll each. That is unlucky, yeah. Though we got away with the dodge, so not sure how much we can say about that. You planning on this turn or no? It would be...
No, he needs to keep that player up.
I know, but it looks like he's still thinking about it, that's why I'm saying it.
Maybe he's checking if other players can reach the ball.
Yeah, there is that. Well, there's at least one threat, and no, he hasn't. That's fine. He's pulled back. It's a good decision from Andyzz.
Seems So hello everyone in the stream. Hello Andu, hello Yosinde.
Yeah, hi guys. I haven't checked actually. Is anybody sitting in with us? No, it's just us. That's fine. For anybody who is watching this stream, or for anybody who is watching the video, from now on, whenever I am live, you can actually sit in and listen to us but not talk on my Discord channel. And we actually rolled a half die then, which was quite helpful actually for Andyzz, even though the result was not ideal.
Yeah. So now Khemri have they turn. Looks like he's going for the wolf.
I think, yeah, I was going to say, I think he's going for a future threat. It looks like he's actually forcing Andyzz to score.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good way to play, I think.
Well, that's
He doesn't
unlucky
need
though.
to take the ball, he just needs to force him to score so that he can have his drive in the first half as fast as possible.
Absolutely. The last reroll gone is a bit of a problem for him though.
Oh, true. That's true.
It was necessary though. And he has got a skeleton on the whites.
Hello to Leonard as well. And Blissful Flower.
Ah, lots of people. Hello there. Ah, Oog has joined us in chat, so hello Oog. We can't hear you, just so you know, just if you are trying to talk to us, but welcome. And Ratchet managed to blitz the ball. That was well done by Varksen.
Yeah, he broke that screen. And now he's going for the ball. Oh, look there, that's a strong ball carrier. It's hard to get him down.
Yeah, it is. He's well built actually with a dodge.
Yep.
It's a good combination actually, because the white without the ball is obviously the piece that's going to be doing the damage, and the white with the ball is of course the ball carrier. And the wolves can do what wolves do. It's a good build from Andyzz. And trying to get rid of a zombie. Well, that's a stun.
That's a stun, yeah. Works for one turn.
It does. I don't think the one turn hurts him much, but it's a start. It's pretty difficult for Andyzz here. He's in a little bit of trouble, and he's probably going to take his time to figure out this puzzle. No, straightforward. Okay, never mind. He's a better coach than me.
He has made up his mind very fast. I think try and blitz.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Well.
That was of course the obvious play. I said you'd have to think about it. It wasn't that hard actually. And there we go, 1-0.
1-0 already. It's turn 3, I think, no?
Yeah, it is.
Very fast touchdown.
We're going into Khemri turn 3, I think.
Well, after seeing those cheerleaders from the Legendary Edition,
Yeah.
that kind of looks how do you say?
Mundane.
Mundane, probably, yeah.
Yeah, no nipple tassels in this game.
You have to warn me before those jokes, everything.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I had a joke prepared.
Okay.
It'll be very hard. It will be very hard to flesh out this game because there's not enough of it on the pitch.
On one side, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
Nice one. We've gone quite deep as Andy's actually here, which is a bit surprising against Khemri, but he's probably trying to counter any scoring threat. Make it as slow as possible.
Maybe, yeah. Looks like he wants to keep his flesh golem back.
Yeah. Just to have them to plug in the gaps based on where the tomb guards go, I guess, or try and take out an errant skeleton.
So, you played Khemri last season.
Yes, I did.
And how was passing with Khemri? Because I normally don't do it. You probably did it.
It was a bit better than you'd expect, so long as you're using the right piece and you're close enough together. But yeah, it's really a situational thing, of course. Don't do it every turn. Though the main thing to do against Khemri in general is to get the ball out of their hands. So if the coach is passing, then they're giving up the chance of keeping hold of the ball anyway. So it's usually good for the opponent. So I'd advise not doing it.
Yeah, of course, not in the final.
Oh yeah, definitely not. I think I did manage a pass against you when we had the mirror, but that was the only one I really tried in the season, I think.
Probably, yeah. And Varksen has replied with a quite aggressive setup as well.
Yeah.
Placing his strongest players rather at the front.
Yeah, he's looking for maximum damage here. And we have a high kick again, that's interesting. I like what he did with the thrower as well, putting him right back there. I know that the live people can't see where my mouse is, but he covers the entire back part of the pitch. So
yeah, he does.
It's good decision making.
Also, I like that he has the kick-off return skill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's one of my favorite skills. Also on other slow teams, such as, I don't know, Orcs maybe.
Yeah.
Or the thrower.
Orcs, dwarves, Khemri, even Nurgle to an extent. And that also goes with being right back here, because obviously wherever the ball goes, he can get closer to it from where he is.
Yeah, so he's covering the whole pitch.
Yeah. Important to note as well that Khemri is out of rerolls at this point.
Yeah, he needs to be careful with what he does.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think both teams already got double skulls.
Yep.
In this half, so we can only hope that it won't appear again.
You never know. Interesting blitz option.
Yeah, he needed those 3 dice there.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe he's trying to free up that right flank, from my perspective, right flank.
Yeah, his right flank, yeah.
But yeah, he's still that skeleton, that's a zombie. Still standing.
The skeleton, there's a traitor in the mix.
Yeah.
No. I thought she only just noticed he only has the one thrower on the team, does he? Oh, and there's the first foul.
Yeah, he's fouled. I'll quickly check.
Oh!
And he's dead. Boris is dead.
Poor Boris.
Alright.
Well, he has regen, but it failed. There we go then. And yeah, there's only one thrower in the team. Can confirm.
Yeah, that's strange.
It's actually surprisingly common, I found, but personally I prefer to have 2.
Yeah, that's another player who would have a block skill. I don't know what he taking.
I think the argument is that when you've developed a skeleton a bit, you can make a skeleton an extra thrower, so you only need the one to pick up the ball and the one in support, but I don't know, I like throwers. And that def actually puts us 13 against 11. Because both teams do have a bench.
Yeah, both teams have 13 players, I think.
I think Andy's only has 12.
Andyzz has 11, 12, yeah.
11 now, yes.
Yeah, true. I'm trying to look both ways.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good. It's good you're keeping the count.
I really like what Varksen's done here. He's got a very flat defense. Flat defense for his ball. It is a defense. That is the right word. And Andy's response is very measured.
Yeah, he's stalling at the moment, the attack, trying to slow it down.
Oh, we are having some aggression on his right flank, though. Left flank from your perspective.
Yes. Well,
That's the second time that's happened this match, with these two trying to punch each other.
yeah, that he's going for the strongest player. I guess he wants to take him out.
Yep, certainly looks that way. Well, that's a pretty decent screen from Andyzz. It looks a bit thin, but actually it's really hard to get through there. There's a lot of tackle zones in the way.
Well, unless he knocks someone down on the left flank there, I don't think he can move freely. Anyway, the ball is on the other side as well, so
Yep.
won't be a problem if someone in the center or left side is knocked down.
Yeah, it's interesting that Andyzz has kind of split his team into two. It's something that Andyzz is very good at, where he's got the one side screening and he's got the one side on tack. It's interesting. I always like seeing him do this. It's quite interesting to see.
I'm not sure if Varksen is trying to trap players on the left flank here, where the werewolf and the white is. But Andyzz has not fallen for that trap, and he has only committed 2 important players there. At the same time, Varksen has 4 players there. No, I'm sorry, it's 3 against 3. I'm missing. I need my glasses, although I don't have any. But zombies and skeletons look the same for me in this match. Sorry.
It's actually 4 against 3. There are 4 necromantics in this setup, though one is...
Sort of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That Gerhard zombie is still in the middle. He
Yeah.
was there before the Varksen moved there.
Yeah, that's true. He was on the line of scrimmage, actually.
Yeah.
He's also put pieces that can very quickly come back, which is quite important as well. Obviously, he was hoping for a knockdown on the Blitzra, and when that didn't happen, it put his pieces a bit locked up, but
Yes.
the intention was fast pieces. I think. I can't read his mind, funnily enough.
Varksen is taking his time as well.
Yeah.
It's not an easy situation. Although it's not the time to make a decision where the ball is going, but I think he needs to break down the line somewhere.
Well, they say it's not the time to decide where the ball is going, but you need to decide where it's going to be in 2 or 3 turns.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I definitely agree with you. Ooh, that's an armor break.
Yeah, he's poking the defensive line, and it's going pretty well.
We're going to let that go, I guess. Yes, we are. A lot of coaches would pile on there. I've never understood why, because when you pile on there, there's a chance that you'll actually stun the opponent instead of leaving them off the pitch. Though some people... Yeah, go on.
No, go on.
But some people have the argument that it could get worse, so they take the reroll. But you can get a result that actually leaves the piece on the pitch, so in my own opinion, I would always not take the pylon in that situation.
Looks like standstill at the moment, although he managed to knock out that white.
I don't know, I don't think Andy's going to be happy about losing that piece. He's going to be in a little bit of a pickle here.
He'll need to move over some pieces there, I think.
Yeah. He did get unlucky with the skull 2 down as well. That caused him a bit of problems. It kind of ruined his plan, I think. From the turn before, I mean.
Mm-hmm. Same, I was saying that some people take piling on to use it on turn 16, and arguably also on turn 8 if the opponent has 2 Bloodrise birds.
Oh, there we go. And just like that, we see it happen.
Yeah.
I've never seen that animation before. I approve. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that animation will look cool. Maybe that's the reason that people are taking animations.
That's usually the reason I take it, to be honest. Same as Leap.
Alright, let's see if Andyzz will try to close that gap on the right flank here.
Yeah.
Where the white used to be.
We may see him do something slightly different though, and I'll explain it after his move, just in case he is watching. Or if he does it, then I'll say, yeah, that. Oh, that's nice. That's bad news for Varksen, but that's good for Andyzz. Takes the pressure off a little bit.
Yes.
And again, excellent pairing of the flesh columns.
Yeah, that stand firm is pretty strong there.
And we're going to push the skeleton into that gap. Here we are. Not skeleton, Tomb Guard.
Oh,
That's
almost a trap.
almost a trap. Well, it was a trap, but he managed to survive the trap. So that is very nice where the Tomb Guard ended up for Andyzz. I think that was a calculated risk.
Probably, yeah. He still had the reroll, so he could try and risk it.
That's true. He does have block as well. Quite important to note. And that stun is nice as well. That helps Andyzz quite a lot, actually. I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't do anything with the zombie. Well, actually, I would be surprised if he did do something with the zombie, was actually the sentence I meant. And again, it looks like he's kind of given up position, but he hasn't. He's still got a very, very tight defensive line here. Though it's...
That middle part looks a bit shaky.
It does. But
Khemri can't actually run away.
Exactly. Now, this is a bit tricky for Varksen. He has to make a very tough decision here.
Yeah, he might lose his Tomb Guardian.
Yeah, he has to decide if the sacrifice is worth it, basically.
So did you say anyone, some of the teams, did they get as a babes or not?
I don't know if Varksen's in chat, so if he could confirm or deny that, that would be very helpful. Andyzz doesn't usually listen, so I don't think he'll be there.
Varksen might be listening to his rock music as well.
That's very true. Rock on, guys, rock on. Well, Varksen's done a good job of making the gap. And good chain push. I like it. That was a well-designed movement.
And now his Tomb Guardian is safe, and he can actually try and do something about those flash columns. Although he needs to be careful because they still stand firm.
Yeah, it's very true. I'm very much enjoying this cat and mouse between the two coaches. They're very similar in style, actually, and that's what's really interesting about this game. Because they can kind of see what the other coach is doing, I think, and they are already planning ahead one turn probably. Though I don't know how much experience they have of each other.
I'm not sure as well.
I know, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but I do know that Varksen said he was a little bit worried going into this game because he knows Andyzz is such a good coach. And Andyzz was his normal, calm, together self. Not that I drilled him for information or anything.
And Du says that's really this match is really a tactical.
Yeah. And that's why I'm glad it's me and Chris actually covering it, because I think we have a more tactical mind than some when doing commentary at least. So I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're here.
That's good then, it's mutual. See, even...
Wolf?
Go on. I was going to say, see, even the setup of the commentary was tactical.
Yeah, this is not a typical final. Because of that very fast touchdown, normally you have a grind in the final.
Mm-hmm.
In most sports actually, and I was actually expecting a very slow match, but they managed to surprise me.
I think it's actually psychological warfare from Andyzz. Basically, he's come here saying, "Look, I'm gonna score every time you do. So what are you gonna do?" kind of thing. And I agree. Varksen probably wasn't expecting such an aggressive opening. Though again, I think he dealt with it very well. To be fair. Yeah, we're locking up that Tomb Guard still.
Yeah, he's closing up that middle part
He is.
as well.
And this is something else that I've never actually seen Andyzz do wrong. He always does what's important first. I've never seen him take a risk before he's done everything he can that's safe. And he will take the time to have a look before he does things. I'm a little bit surprised that wasn't the blitz. Though I'm not overly surprised considering where the blitz is.
And it's keeping one player in the back, just
Yeah.
in case.
It's a better player to keep in the back than the zombie, definitely, so I think it was the better option, but I'm a little bit surprised that Andyzz didn't take the more threatening hit.
Maybe he's playing safe.
Yeah,
It's quite close to the end of the half.
that's very true. It was by no means a criticism, it was just a...
Observation.
Yes, an observation of just how calm and collected Andyzz always is when he's playing.
Well, that's what it seems like. Maybe he's chewing on his mouse or keyboard, and so we never know.
Yeah, taking shots of vodka every time something falls down.
I don't think he's drinking vodka.
No, I know.
Probably wine or something.
Okay, drinking shots of wine, that sounds good too.
Yep.
No, sorry Andyzz, if you're listening, that was a joke. Just in case.
He'll be offended.
I'm sure. Well, he can tell me all
About
about
wine.
it.
Not about drinking, but you probably offended wine or something.
Yeah. I should really pay attention to people's heritage before I say things sometimes.
So whose turn is it? No, it's Khemri Varksen's turn.
Yeah, it's Varksen's turn.
Khemri's time, alright. Blitzing on the left flank from my side.
Yeah, he's trying to get rid of that strength piling on piece. They're both trying to knock each other's key piece out.
Hasn't worked.
No, they've both been doing fine so far. I would
Let's see
be...
where that. Alright, go on.
No, go on. Let's see where that walk goes.
Yeah, I want to see where the Tomb Guardian's going.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't move it first. That's interesting. I guess that zombie's in the way.
Probably.
Yeah, I can see that zombie might have been in the way, actually.
He might try and set up a cage somewhere away from those. Maybe run around, I don't know. Because that, I actually didn't notice at first, but that Thora actually has movement 7.
Oh, he does, does he? Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, you could try and do something more than just keep it in the same place.
Well, there are two things that I find interesting in this: whether he stands up the Tomb Guardian on the edge, and whether he does try and move the ball. It looks like he is setting up a screen on the other side. So the zombie wasn't in the way, it was a way of buying time. There we go.
Yeah, he's moving away.
In that case, then we're not likely to see the last Tomb Guard stand up, though we might.
That's a good move. He tried to break through straight away on the right flank, but it didn't work, so he's changing the flanks now.
Yeah, and it's a very important thing to learn if you are new to the game, that you need to be able to change your plan if it hasn't worked, and it's something that takes a little bit of time to get used to. But you have two coaches here who are very good at it, so it's always interesting to see these kind of matchups.
Yeah, Varksen was prepared for it from the start, I think.
Yeah.
As you said before, he committed a couple of players on the left flank, and now he can use that decision.
Yeah. Andyzz as well, though, because he did the same sort of thing, but leaving his most maneuverable pieces on the flank so they could come back if Varksen does try to continue on the opposite side. Mm-hmm. I love it. Putting a zombie on the end, just saying, if you get up, you're going off the pitch. The psychology in this game is fantastic. It's one of my favourite things of Blood Bowl, and it's good to see two coaches that use it well.
So we still have full squad for Khemri.
Yep.
And
2 out.
Players now? 2 out.
9 at
So
the moment.
should be 9 players.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is not awful considering they're the faster team.
Yes, they can still catch up.
Though, to be honest, Varksen is kind of playing like he has 10 players at the moment because he can't do much with that Tomb Guard on the flank.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, good play from Andyzz again, just locking up every possible avenue. Of course, if Khemri goes sideways, it's not going forward, and this turn Khemri have to go forward, so Andyzz is setting up specifically to counteract that fact.
Yeah, Varksen will need to take some risks here.
Yeah.
And it might pay off for Andyzz here because Varksen is still out of rerolls. He's not getting them back until the second half.
Yeah, and that was a... Go on.
It was a good play, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the same thing you wanted to say.
I was going to say it was a good choice of blitz, but yeah, I realised as well, I think I had the same thought process as Andy's there, where we can blitz the piece and then move into a better position, but then you realise that just following is actually the best. So, it's interesting that he didn't follow and then changed his mind. There was obviously a second plan.
it's a very tight situation for the ball carrier there.
Yeah.
Because he can't actually, well, he either blitzes forward or blitzes the player who's marking the ball carrier. So either way, he will have to take a risk somewhere to move the ball carrier forward.
There's actually a third option, but I'll leave that alone for now.
Right. Maybe you see the option from the other side of the field.
Yeah, maybe. That's a good point. That's a bit of a surprising first block. That might have been trying to buy time. Or maybe Varksen's a bit under pressure here. Yeah, that one's pretty clear. Oh, that's bad news.
It's really painful, yeah.
At least regen helped. That's good news for Andyzz. That's actually bad news for Varksen. That piece is coming back to continue giving him nightmares.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised. Go on.
Let's see what he does now. I'm just feeling the silence.
Yeah, I'm doing the same sometimes. I was going to say that I reckon that there was probably a moment there where Andyzz let the counter go down a bit, just hoping that the regen was going to work. Especially considering he can't really afford to lose another player now. If he wants to keep playing aggressively at least. Yeah, I think Varksen has seen the third option, which I think was the only option from the start, really.
Yeah, I think I saw it as well when you said it, but I'll keep quiet for the moment.
That's not what he wanted, though, I can tell you that much.
Risky attack on the wolf.
It was necessary, though. But I agree, it was a little bit risky. Yeah, you can see the gears turning in Varksen's head here. He really doesn't want that zombie standing.
Alright, he's going for the wolf. He's marking him at least.
Yeah. Forcing Andyzz to dodge, actually, it's clever play. Well, dodge or let it go, one or the other. Oh yeah, that piece is really not where he wants it.
Yeah, it's in the way.
It is. This piece has movement 7. Oh, time. Okay, here we go.
Made that decision, yeah.
And he has. Yeah, that's the right call. It's dodgy, but that's the right call. And yes, very good positioning. And he's bringing the skeleton in the sport. Good. Ho ho! 2 GFIs, they both work. And we take...
Manages to attack the flash bomb as well.
Oh, and a pylon. There we go.
Oh, nice.
That's a nice stun as well.
Yep. I was actually seeing some other stuff. I wanted to propose him to move to the right flank as well.
Yeah.
And try to attack that flash bomb.
There was that too.
Yeah.
The only problem with going that way though was the other zombies in the way, and he would have had to stand up a tomb guard, risking him if he went that way.
Yep.
So I think this was the best play as soon as the zombie stayed standing.
This is a safer option, of course.
Yeah. And it's tricky for Andyzz actually, because it's pretty hard to force his way onto the ball. Oh, he actually took the 1 die. Well, fair enough. That really paid off. I was going to say he has a best option. It took me about the same time to see it as he did, apparently, and that was it. So, well done, Andyzz. That was really quick thinking, too. Impressive.
Is there a threat somewhere? Is any of the Khemri in scoring position?
I don't think so. Maybe this one skeleton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the one piece can score. But it's the only piece.
Which one is it? Let me see. Oh, okay, yeah, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to say, obviously, but there is one piece, yeah. That's the one.
Yep. Not anymore.
Not anymore. And Andy says that's enough. Fair enough. And now it's Varksen's turn to take on the wine. That's nice. If at least one of them goes out, stays out, sorry, then Varksen's going to come in one piece up. Next turn. Next drive, not next turn.
Yeah, in this case it's the same. Turn and a drive.
Yeah, that's true actually. But it's a mistake I keep making when I'm live, and I need to correct myself every time to stop it.
You need to put a huge sign in front of you that says drive.
Yep. Then maybe I'll think I'm in a car.
Right.
2 lots of piling on. We're being spoiled here. That one wasn't quite as effective though. It also wasn't as necessary, so it's not a problem. Oh, and a foul.
Turn he's trying to do. Oh. You trying his luck?
May as well. There's the bribe gone though. Oh, and it failed. Or he didn't use it. No, it failed.
I didn't know bribes can fail. Alright.
Yeah, if you roll a 1, they don't work.
Ah, okay. So he took the cash and ran away? Or what? The goblin.
Basically, yeah. That's the fluff idea, I guess. Okay, so the Khemri KO came back, and Andy's pieces stay out. That's really bad news for Andy's. That means he's 1 piece down in this drive. Oh, and my view has switched. Okay, thanks. There we go, back to where we were.
Alright, now Varksen will have another chance to score. This might be... I don't know if I'm saying this too early, but this might go into overtime.
I don't think it's too early. I think it's quite likely with the way these 2 coaches play, though. Yeah, it really depends on, of course, how the dice go and how Andyzz deals with the threat. Though he's going to struggle a bit with the lesser numbers, especially if he takes another injury.
Yeah, that's true. But still, his stronger players are maybe... yeah, his stronger players are still on the pitch. Just one white out. That would be preferable to have him back.
Yeah.
Would work.
Well, it's obviously the primary ball carrier, but we do have other options for carrying the ball, so not too bad he's gone, though that one does hurt probably. And Varksen's just down a dirty player, which, you know, he did his job. So.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes the kick. Oh, that looks short. Oh, that's a horrible kick for both coaches. Let's see where it lands though.
I'm a quick snap.
That's interesting tactically for Varksen.
He can protect the ball at least.
It depends where the ball scatters. Maybe actually would have put the Tomb Guard directly under the ball there, just to give me a better chance of a touchback. It's kind of an interesting setup for Tomb Guards. That is actually what I want to talk about. It's kind of an interesting setup for Tomb Guards as well. They've been left kind of separate there. And we have a hot potato. Oh, there we go. Hey, and the zombie. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Well, that's good news for Varksen. Oh, we still gave it to the thrower. That's not the thrower. He's not a thrower. Sorry, to the blitzerer. That's safe. And again, Andyzz has gone for this very deep defense, which means he can counteract whatever.
Varksen decides to do, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. We're finishing each other's sentences now.
Yes, we are glad we're finishing each other's sentences.
That's a good start.
Let's see if Varksen tries to be more aggressive than previously. He'll have more time now to move his players up.
Yeah, he will. Well, tactically I think you want the slow play going into overtime to put the pressure on, but maybe he's going to put the pressure on immediately, hard to say. Though I think he's going to want to keep the ball.
Yeah, there's no reason to give it away.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem with being aggressive now. And it looks like he's going for the same flank. In an all eggs, one basket situation, maybe.
There's still that Tomb Guardian
Yeah.
far away.
Okay, one egg out of the basket with the rest.
Yeah.
Well, we're making sure that zombie isn't moving.
He's out of bribes, so I don't think he's doing anything to it.
No, I think he's trying to close the gap between his Tomb Guards at the moment. That's the actual answer. Of course, blocking the zombie was a joke answer. And that's a very nice puzzle we've got here. No defense in the back. That's quite interesting, actually.
There's no threat now.
Not now, but
Do you think he might try and run around with the wolves?
not necessarily. But it is a realistic threat in 2 or maybe 3 turns. So that's all I'd say. Though
taking those wolves away from the defense might weaken it too much. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's kind of banking on Andyzz being sensible, but depends how far ahead the two coaches are thinking. Though again, I really like this flatline defense that he's got, supporting the ball. Every single piece is in a defensive position. It's very good positioning from Varksen. It's very hard to break down.
Fallen Glory is asking, will Khemri stall and grind for 8 turns, or will he try to score quickly? I think we partly answered that already.
Yeah.
But Yacinda is saying as well that he'll probably stall.
Yeah. It's the most likely play, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree with Yacinda. He says that he has advantage on knockouts as well.
Yeah.
Varksen,
Oh yeah, he wants this drive to last as long as possible. At least for now.
Yeah, stands somewhere in roughly the same position, move slowly up the field,
Mm-hmm.
and try to knock out a couple of players.
I don't think we'll see him moving much further than 1 square for a couple of turns. Or if at all, we may not even see him move. Well, anyway, let's see what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually very sensible positioning from Andyzz. It looks like it was a bit of a sacrifice, but that guy is very much in the way at the moment.
He is, and he will be standing up for another piling on.
Yeah, oh, it worked again. Piling on is doing business in this match. Well, that's bad news for Andyzz. Yeah, this you're gone.
It's very hard to take out that flesh column who's down now on the pitch. Will just stand up and will be in the same spot.
Yeah, and there's a second threat from that actually. Where he is lying at the moment, he's actually creating tackle zones. So even though he's on the ground, he's accidentally creating tackle zones, if you like. It's very interesting when coaches have the foresight to do this. You need to knock down at least 2 pieces to get through tackle zones, even though there's a gap of 4 now.
Do you think Andyzz is running short of players now? Will it be enough for him to stand in defense now? He lost another skeleton. No, another zombie, sorry.
Well, Andyzz obviously has the advantage of armor value, so if he can get a couple of good blocks in, we may see the KOs even out. Though, yeah, he's going to struggle a little bit. He just needs to change the way he defends a little bit. Basically, being a little bit more aggressive potentially, though it can cost him. So it's difficult when you're losing numbers actually. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. He's been sort of taking his distance, keeping his distance the whole time, and didn't take too many blocks. He tried to knock out the best Khemri blitz round, but he didn't succeed. He actually lost his own for a moment in the first half.
Yeah, I don't know if Andyzz is listening, and this could be taken as advice, so I don't really want to say it, but he's usually not in the stream, so I will say that he's probably actually better off hitting the weaker pieces instead of what he's doing now.
That's sort of relying on the dice as well.
Yeah, it is, but it's also playing statistics. Ooh, yeah, that's scary.
Oh, he's going in. Yeah.
He has gone more aggressive. Oh, that's bad luck. Oh, that's awful.
Unlucky there.
Yeah, that may have been a little bit under pressure as well, but I guess the wolf was supposed to blitz in that turn, going really aggressive. That's nice from him though. It causes problems for Varksen. Varksen's in a bit of a predicament with that wolf there actually, if the wolf doesn't get knocked out. Yeah, he's down, but he's still in the match. There's not really anywhere safe for him to put the ball at the moment. Safe, but not while also gaining ground.
Yeah, that's true.
It is very rare that you see pieces on Andy's team in no man's land though, and there is this white in the middle who's kind of useless at the moment. Thanks to the skull.
He was sort of left behind there.
Yeah.
Another piling on.
Yeah.
He's entertaining us.
He is. I can't help but feel a little bit sorry for Andyzz though. He's taking a bit of a beating from that piling on.
Oh, and that's flesh column.
Yeah. I guess at least it's not a wolf, is the silver lining, but it's not much of one.
Yeah, he still has time, so he's not moving forward, of course.
Yeah.
He's creating a cage there in the back. It's also in the middle.
He's also forcing Andyzz to make tough decisions by staying back, because... Well, on the one hand, Andyzz can actually just continue standing off and try and wear him down to a draw, but he's kind of inviting him in to try and put pressure on him, so he can hopefully do more damage, I guess, as part of the mentality here. We're piling on the pressure from the Khemri here.
It would be interesting to see now the amount of blocks that both coaches have committed to and the amount of armor breaks. It's a shame we can't see them at this moment. But it feels that Khemri have done more blocks, right?
They have, yeah. Oh, that's the last reroll. That's really bad news. Ah, he finally gets a number back though. That's helpful.
Not a very important piece, but still, numbers count.
Yeah, numbers are numbers. He's going to really feel the hurt of not having the flash column now though. He doesn't really have an answer for the Tomb Guards anymore.
There's still the wolf in the back.
There is.
But there are 6 turns, or 5.5 left for Varksen. No, sorry. That's for Andyzz. 5.5 and 5 for Varksen.
Yeah. And now 5 and 5.
Yep.
I think that's the first time I've heard 5.5 turns. I like it.
Well, it's not over yet, and
yeah. Ping. Why? Let's see. Yeah, Varksen has to think this one through.
he's marking one of the wolves.
Yeah, we'll probably see him mark everything now because he has the numbers.
Yeah, he can do that, of course.
It's always the problem when you're the team numbers down. It's very difficult not to be marked. And the wolf is down. That's good news for Varksen.
So you are a bit ahead on the...
Oh, sorry.
On the match, probably. Well, a couple of seconds, so it's fine.
Well, what does your clock say right now? I can stop it to that.
It's now 2:04.
Well, yeah, mine too, but there's an action now. Never mind.
It's now 2:02.
Okay, no, we're just out of sync slightly, I think, so no problem. Sorry then, I'll take a second before I say something from now on.
No, that's fine. It just moves up one line there.
Yeah, he's keeping dominance in his defensive positioning with these 5 pieces, and he's just also putting that little inkling of the ball is moving forward, so it keeps the pressure on. And this piece is important. We're staying at the back. Fair enough. Well, this is very hard for Andyzz now. He's definitely outnumbered. And he has the second issue where frenzy is actually a problem for him.
Yeah, that's true. He could fall for the trap.
Well, it's not so much that you can fall for the trap, but for beginners who aren't used to using frenzy, you're in a position now where if you take a block, you're potentially moving 2 squares out of position. So it's very hard to keep safe with the way this has been set up. And all due credit to Varksen there, because he's done a good job of causing problems for Andyzz. Though he is going to take the block. And yeah, this is the issue. Oh, he was lucky, actually. He's in a good position now.
Yeah, he's staying in the same spot, sort of.
Oh.
But,
yeah, the skulls are coming a little bit heavy for Andyzz now, though he is taking a lot of 1-die blocks. Well, not a lot, but he's taking more 1-die blocks than usual, to be fair. Oh, one came back.
Looks like Nuffle knows this is a final, which he should mess about.
Yeah. It certainly seems that way. Maybe he can hear us and he's trying to be fair.
Maybe he's watching. Let's see who's Nuffle in the viewers list.
Ah,
Somebody just ran away. It's probably Nuffle.
there we go then. Nuffle has left the building, folks. It's all down to the coaches now.
Okay, both wolves are now down.
Yeah, I'm surprised there was no piling on though.
So he needs that piece marked. Maybe he wants to take his Tomb Guardians forward and create a cage behind the wolves.
That looks like the option for certain.
And Andyzz is out of rerolls, so dodging is not an option actually. That's a huge risk.
It's still kind of tricky where you put the ball at the moment though, because it's not as safe as it looks, that's for certain.
He has movement 7, he can move further up.
Yeah. If he... Well, let's let him finish the turn. But, well, he's finished moving the ball, so that's fine. The problem with moving further up, of course, is that he gets away from his support that way though. And...
It looks pretty safe at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah. He did it well, actually. Though it was difficult to decide what to do with the ball, because it's obviously tempting to go quite far forward. And if we do see this game go into overtime, I think it's going to be more of a problem for Andyzz than for Varksen.
Depends how many players come back from
Yeah,
KO.
that's true actually, there's only one permanently out. You're right, I thought there was another injury for some reason. Oh, it regened. No, I thought there were 2 injuries. Interesting. Okay, I'm going crazy, we're fine.
No, there were injuries, but they both recovered.
Yeah, okay, that's fine then.
Interesting, nobody took the wizard.
Yeah, I think they both wanted that psychological advantage of the bribe, where you don't want things on the ground. But as Varksen has used it and Andyzz hasn't, I think that Andyzz has used it mostly as psychological and Varksen has used it as really what he's going to do. And that did look like the best option, so I'm glad to see Andyzz taking a risk there.
Do you think wizard is overrated?
I think it can be. I don't think that a wizard would have actually been a good idea for Andyzz in this matchup. Though, depending on who induced first, maybe it was that Andyzz induced first, took a bribe, so Varksen took the same, or maybe it was the other way around, so they took the same just to keep the same psychological advantage. The wizard, to be honest, when I'm playing as Khemri, the wizard doesn't scare me that much. Oh, this piling on just keeps on piling on, funnily enough. Another regen at least, but we're going to miss that piece for now.
That's really strong advantage there for the Khemri.
Yeah.
I think that piling on piece player has knocked out at least 3 players now.
I think he's only failed the one piling on. Every other one has been successful, which is it's a little bit hard for Andyzz. It's really good news for Varksen. And that's the main power of piling on. When you're up numbers, you can just keep using it. There's nothing your opponent can do but watch their pieces disappear.
3 dice on the wolf and he's down.
Yeah, that's a stun.
It's a stun as well. Well, he can actually go for the touchdown now, but I don't think he'll do it because of the wolves.
Yeah, I can't see him taking the touchdown anytime soon.
But at the same time, Andyzz has nothing to lose here, and he can mark that wolf, but he could dodge away easily.
Yeah.
Well, at least attempt to.
Yeah, Andyzz has enough to make a pretty secure cage here, though. And of course the wolf can potentially get in, but it's rough. I think Varksen's taking a calculated risk, basically.
It's very hard to break the cage now. I don't think he's doing that. He might maybe try and move away with the wolf, but then he still needs to put him in the way somewhere.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. Full and Glory, you're still watching the stream. Why are you asking me a question when I'm streaming? That's interesting. And pretty painful.
Yeah, the wolf is down there.
Yeah.
He didn't blitz, right?
He did blitz. It's just that the lightning hasn't triggered for some reason. But that was his blitz.
Alright, now we have just one player from the Necromantic team standing. There's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players are down, so 6 players on the pitch remaining.
4 down on the Necromantic team. The 5th is the skeleton.
Alright, yeah. Well, they all look the same.
Yeah, they do. That's very true. They do look quite close, to be fair, even to me, and I have very good eyes, so...
I thought I didn't have eyesight problems, apparently I do.
No, it's sometimes the models, especially when you're zoomed out a bit. It's difficult to tell.
Yeah, to be fair, I haven't played too many Necromantic and Undead teams. I just played Khemri, so they all looked like skeletons to me, the zombies.
Well, I think that's fair anyway. It's pretty hard to tell the difference from any kind of distance, basically, especially when they're on the ground. They do look like skeletons, there's no doubt. The only difference is the shirt they wear. It's the only thing that differentiates them, really.
Yeah. He moves in a very safe spot there. We're getting ready for the touchdown on the last turn, I guess.
Yeah.
Nothing more to do here, I think. Maybe. We'll see what he does.
Well, if Andyzz pulls off something crazy, then we may see a problem, but otherwise, yeah, it looks like we're going into overtime.
As well to suggest, maybe he'll try a foul.
Yeah, just that extra bit of security. And it worked. Oh, it worked well.
He's really unlucky with the armor breaks here.
Yeah, he is. And the referee didn't see it as well, so that's the best Varksen could have hoped for, really.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Andyzz doesn't even have an answer here. There's nothing he can do.
No, not at this point. He just has to wait out, take a couple of blocks. Well,
One block, yeah. That's a good block, though.
oh, injury. On the strong piece. And he misses the next game if he's playing ever again.
Ah, and regen failed. Well, at least the armor didn't break.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued as to where the wolf was going. Maybe just trying to avoid a foul, but don't know. That seemed a bit unnecessary. Well, congratulations, Varksen. That was very well done.
Yeah, strong play there. Now my favorite part in the Khemri matches, the stance.
Yeah. You go, Jackson. You go.
It's a shame that Khemri don't get to score more. Just either 1 or 2 times in the match. I like that stance.
Yeah, it's a nice little animation. Let's see how many KOs come back then. I'll let you announce 6, you're a bit behind.
Oh, quite a lot.
Yeah.
I think 4?
3.
Or 3.
3 came back, 2 are still out. So, Andyzz is actually down 1 player. It's 11 against 10 at the moment.
Yeah, there will be another chance for the players to come back.
That's
before
true.
overtime.
That's true. I often make that
Do
mistake
they?
as well. Yes, they
Do
do.
they come back?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, because it goes into a new.
Kickoff.
Yeah, thank you. That's the time playing tricks on my mind. Sorry, guys. It is quite late when Chris and I are casting at the moment.
I'm still fresh. I'm entertained by the match. It's probably Varksen's piling on thing.
Yeah, it's definitely helped. I still prefer the white animation though. That was more fun.
Yeah, I haven't seen it before. I've seen the Khemri animation, not the white.
Taking our time to set up here. Maybe AFK.
Maybe it's a long match.
Yep. May have taken a break to get a drink or something. Of course, we can't see the chat book, so. Well, when we're waiting, Fallen, if you are listening, then to fix your problem, you need to add percentage, user, percentage. User needs to be in capitals. If you're not listening, then I just wasted my breath. But if you are, that's how you fix it.
So Andyzz will be now attacking, correct?
Yes. No.
City.
Who won the coin flip?
I didn't see. Varksen already had his chance to set up, so.
Yeah. Okay. In that regard, yes. You're right. Yes. Varksen is kicking.
Oh, there's a blitz.
Blitz is good. Sorry, just off screen. Blitz is good news for Varksen. Bad
Yes, of
news
course,
for Andyzz.
Although the ball is quite far away, there's no way he can reach it now.
He can apply pressure though.
Of course, yeah, he can mark important pieces there.
It's a turn 16 though, so the blitz doesn't help actually. It just gives him.
Overtime already.
Yeah.
Oh, I need more piling on.
See, it's both of us, not just me.
Yeah.
No, so we're going to see a round of blocking from both teams basically. There's
Varksen will have the only chance for one blitz because he's out of turns. There's only Andy's turn left after this.
Yeah. Okay, a round of 1 block against a round of 3 block. We're still not piling on? Okay.
No, he didn't use it. I don't know why.
That is a shot on turn 16. Maybe Varksen doesn't know as well. Maybe it's too late for him. Though he's in Australia, so that's not likely.
No, it's quite early. It's early morning for him, I think.
Well, yeah, that's a fair point. It's obviously late night for Andyzz as well, because Andyzz is on a similar time zone to Chris and I.
Yeah, he should be in the same one.
As you, yeah. I'm an hour ahead of both of you, though.
So these both races, which one would you normally enjoy to play more? A Necromantic or Khemri?
That's a difficult question. I mean, I love me some skeletons, as I think everybody here knows.
Yeah, we know.
So I do like Khemri in that regard, but in terms of if I was playing somewhat seriously, then I usually prefer Necromantic. I just think they're more adaptable than Khemri are. Though I like both teams. I like all teams. I'm one of these weird people who plays every team. So, I don't know. In this matchup though, I prefer Necromantic, even though the armor breaks are saying otherwise.
I was considering to play Necromantic in the next season, but I think not, because I haven't played that team yet. Just did some test runs.
Mm-hmm.
So I would prefer Khemri that way, because sort of to play them.
Well, the main thing about Necromantic, of course, is that you have one of the top 3 pieces in the game. I mean, the wolf is quite immense as a piece, and it has a very high roof, so no matter what level you give him, there's always something more you can give him that's helpful. And he starts off pretty strong as he is, but as soon as he has block and dodge, he's pretty much untouchable.
How easy is it to get the dodge for the wolf? He needs
It's normals. No, it's normals. He rolls agility or normal, or general, sorry. Yeah, agility or general skills. I think they're his 2 branches. Huh, the game was a bit laggy there, that was weird. Okay, so let's see the coin flip. The coin flip went Judgement of the worthy side, and they chose to receive the ball.
From my experience, normally the team that receives the ball in the overtime should win, although I was proven wrong in the last. Which match was it? Half time? No, semi-final or quarter-final? I don't remember which one.
Normally I'd agree with you, but when you're in a position where the receiving team is the slower team, there's a good chance that we could actually go to penalties, or there, of course, could be a steal.
Yeah, that's always.
To put it as simply as possible, it would be a disaster if Necromantics got the toss for the Khemri, but for the Necromantics it's slightly less disastrous, though that injury hurts. That's the Dark Elf from last week, actually, so he's still with us.
Yes. And actually, we didn't say it, but Andy's got his players back.
Yeah, he did.
Came back from KO.
That's true, so that puts us at even numbers, actually. Well, not now, because the zombie's gone, but we were at even numbers for 1 block.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So it looks like the Khemris are doing the same thing they did before, but let's see if Andy switches his defensive tactics and tries to play more aggressively. Because before he was sort of keeping his distance, now he can't allow the Khemri to score, so he probably needs to change up something.
I kind of agree. I think that stalling the Khemri is his best bet, though, at the same time, so I think he has mostly been doing right, theoretically, though. Yeah, with the armor breaks going very much Varksen's way, he needs to be taking more blocks, basically, if he can. And maybe with both flesh columns back, he has that option.
Yes, maybe. We'll see what he does. It didn't work before for Andy. This sort of passive defense.
No, it didn't. He does have piling on back as well, so we may see that fantastic head dive again.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, me too. That's what we're here for, folks, the blood. That's what commentators like. Interesting, actually, the Rebel League were running a big guy tournament, and there was lots of leaping and lots of piling on from the big guys. It was great for watching new animations. It was fantastic to see.
What do you mean by big guy?
Oh, things like Death Roller, Yeti, Minotaur. I saw 2 leaping bull centaurs, and I saw a piling on from the Death Roller, which was disgusting. I loved it. It jumps so high. But anyway, that's something else. Just wanted to point that out.
Alright, he's moving forward with the flash combs there.
Yep, getting right in Varksen's face this time. I like this from Andyzz. He's telling Varksen what kind of game is coming now. Though Varksen does have... Sorry.
Go on.
Varksen does have the advantage of 1 reroll still, whereas Andyzz doesn't, because after full time you don't get your rerolls back. And an important thing that people don't tend to know, if we do somehow go to penalty kicks, the reroll still stays if he hasn't used it, and he gets a chance to reroll a failed kick.
Yeah, the good thing is, although the match is going into overtime, we don't need to. Varksen doesn't need to stall anymore. He can, if he gets the chance, he can go for a touchdown right away.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he scores, he wins.
Yeah. Overtime is always sudden death, yeah. The same is true for Andyzz as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually Andy's plan, to get a quick steal and run the ball out the way.
Yeah, he could use that opportunity because the ball carrier doesn't have block skill, and his wolves do.
Yeah.
So he could try and do something with that.
And he's actually made it trickier for Varksen to make his flatline defense here as well, because he's put so many pieces in base with the skeletons, and big skeletons. So we're probably going to see a different defensive lineup from, or defensive screening lineup from Varksen in this drive.
Both coaches seem to be switching up their tactics. Well, Andy's probably is forcing it more than... And that's 2 GFIs.
It is. He's been doing that quite a lot this game, and he hasn't been punished for it yet.
He still has a reroll, so he can...
Yeah, he can...
if it's necessary.
Yeah, he can take risks, that's for certain. He's kind of boxing Andyzz in here, I quite like it. And Andyzz has done this thing that he's always so good at. He has 3 teams of pieces again. It's something that's... I say this a lot when I'm watching Andyzz, but I like seeing things that he does. They're interesting, how he sets up his pieces.
Andu says that Dark Elf tactics are the best.
Of course. Well, to be honest, when it comes to overtime, I think Dark Elves are one of the most likely teams to win in a setup where you're playing in sudden death against most teams. The only one they'll maybe struggle with is Skaven.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, finally the ball carrier is moving forward as well.
Yep. We're kind of putting all our eggs in one basket again on Varksen's side here. And interestingly enough, on the side where the majority of Andy's pieces are. Well, the majority are in the middle, but I mean that he can reposition quite easily over to that side.
he can. He just needs to take out those players.
Yes.
Although that Tomb Guard in the block is quite a strong opponent there.
Well, to be honest, it only needs to take out one of the players for it to cause problems. But I won't say which or why. It's actually interesting that he has both whites completely free though. I mean, they can go wherever they want.
It's as if he is listening to you.
I really don't think he is.
No, he normally doesn't listen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an injury.
Yeah, that's bad news for Varksen. Good news for Andyzz.
Why didn't we get the animation?
Uh,
Yes, I didn't see.
It happens sometimes that way. When you're blitzing and you follow, I think the animation doesn't count for some reason. It's kind of a bug in the game. It's something I see happen a lot. I've tried to figure that out myself, because obviously it happens a lot when I'm recording and I'm wondering why. Ooh, there's 2 in a row.
The dice have turned.
And that's the worst time in the world for Varksen, but best time for Andyzz. One thing that I can give full credit to both coaches in this game, it's one of the few times I haven't said once that, ooh, I think that was a mistake. So the two of them...
Yes, I completely agree. I don't think we have seen a mistake by every coach.
Yeah. So that just goes to show the, well, just what these coaches can do. I mean, it's... 2 of the best coaches are really in this final, so it's really nice to see for us. Or at least for me.
Not counting both of us.
Not counting you, sure.
And you.
I don't know. I struggle against both these coaches, so what can I say?
It's the dice.
Yeah, of course. No, to be fair, I've only played Varksen a couple of times, but Andyzz, the record is pretty poor. I think I've drawn with him once, and I think I've beaten him once, and the rest of the time he's beaten me, so... It's
Yeah,
good.
I'll have to look back on my history as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've played Varksen a couple of times, but I don't remember how it went. Probably I've forgotten it, or put them back in the dark place of my mind.
You've burnt the memory.
Suppress it.
Or suppressed it, okay. And blew it up. Yeah. Interesting complete fallback from Andyzz here, just giving him that little bit of support if Varksen does decide to come forward.
He's sort of boxing him in.
Well, he's making sure that Varksen can only come about half the way that he wants to come this turn, meaning that he has the pieces that can engulf him afterwards.
He sort of placed that wolf that far away so that he still stays up. He can't mark him that easily.
Yeah, that too. He's going to have 2 free pieces at the end of this turn, but that KO is pretty huge. That's a piece he really doesn't want to be losing at this point.
Oh yeah, that's not a flesh column now. Well, he was gone before,
Yeah.
then he came back and now he's knocked out again.
Having said that, I don't think I've seen any mistakes this match. One thing I will say is that Andyzz hasn't really been pushing his attritional advantage in this game as much as he could be, maybe. Though I don't know if that's mostly because of the way Varksen's been playing, to give credit to Varksen there.
Yeah, it's hard to say that.
Yeah.
Alright, viewers. Oh no, that's basically Fallen Glory making fun of us.
Okay, well done, Fallen.
In the stream chat, he says that you look like a cat with sunglasses, and I look like an orc. That's pretty true.
Okay.
Close.
A cat with sunglasses. Interesting. Well, I do like to catch the sun. I'm surprised Doug is actually still with us. Maybe he can't watch, but he's just listening.
I'm sorry, who?
Oog. Yeah.
I see I'm doing the chat.
Yeah, he's in my voice channel with us.
Oh, alright.
So he's listening but not watching maybe. Maybe he's at work.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I quite like the new voice thingy. It's quite interesting. I wasn't sure if it would work, but I'm glad that somebody's using it.
Yeah, that's actually a way to watch because yeah, there are some people who can't access maybe Twitch.
Yeah, so it's like listening to the radio, maybe?
Maybe it's like listening to radio. We need some adverts.
Sponsored by Okadus.
I should look back on my how do you say slimy adverts in Spike magazine.
Ah,
We could create something from that.
we could. That's very true. This broadcast is not sponsored by anybody. Yeah, Andyzz is still standing off, which is interesting. I'm not actually sure what he's trying to do here. Well, I mean, it's pretty clear that he's trying to force Varksen to reposition, but I'm not sure what the end goal is, I mean, in this situation.
He, I don't know if from what I see is he's marking as much players as he can, thus trying to force Varksen's ball carrier out.
Yeah.
Probably. And then he'll try to take him down maybe.
Yeah, the one thing I can see is he's kind of hoping that Varksen has a bit of bad luck and he can capitalize on it, or Varksen moves himself into a position where he's a little bit compromised. But I don't know, it's interesting, and it's basically giving him security for another 2 or 3 turns, I guess, is the overall goal.
Maybe doesn't want to take any risks because he's out of rerolls. Maybe he wants to force Varksen to lose his reroll as well before the penalty kicks.
That's something I haven't thought about, but you have a point. I actually have a message from Hook. He says the stream is too slow for him, so he's watching via Cabal TV and listening through Discord.
Oh, right, that's also a solution.
Ooh, just a zombie at least, but still. One more piece gone. That's true, actually. It is an answer to the situation. If you don't want to watch a stream but you can watch in game, you can listen to us here. I didn't even think about that, so I found another use for it. Thanks, Ook.
I don't know, maybe he doesn't want to be in the stream chat with Fallen Glory. He's very offensive sometimes.
That's very true. All those dank memes.
Yep. Sharing private cat pictures of AD English here, and I don't know where he got my picture as a mark. I haven't shared them, so.
And how do your nipple tassels look? Yeah, there is that one picture of me with my cat, that's true. I actually did a face reveal today because a lot of people have been asking me to do it for some reason. I'm still not going to cast on my face in the screen, it's just not going to happen, but I've got no problem showing you guys what I look like. That's not an issue for me.
Yeah, I saw it as well.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary actually
Nor do I.
in something in a game like Blood Bowl. Although some people prefer to see emotions or something like that.
Yeah, I find it mostly distracting, to be honest, though. And also, you know, I don't have to put on my makeup or anything if I just talk. And I can leave my beard as big as it wants. It's fine by me. For all you know, I'm sitting here in my underwear right now. I'm not, by the way, but just in case. No, I don't know. I don't usually like these videos where someone has their face, so that's why I don't do it.
Well, there he goes. While we were talking about Fallen Glory, Varksen used his last reroll.
He did.
I didn't notice that. We should get back to watching the game. There haven't been enough piling ons, I think. That's why I've missed it.
The reroll was for a block 2 down. He took the reroll and it was a slightly better roll. Actually, it wasn't. It just gave him a push, but it was slightly better, like I said. And we're running short on time again. Oh. Just in time to move the ball. Again, that 0-second move. He's got quick fingers.
Yeah, he's in a different time zone, so
time travel, that's the key.
Yep.
Something we use often when making videos as well. It's good to see it used in Blood Bowl.
So Andy's still keeping his distance. Let's see what he decides to do now. He has lost a couple of players to the KOs again.
Yeah.
I don't think that will make it too hard for him. I think he's moving closer now.
Yeah, we're probably looking at a blitz here, though it's a dangerous one.
Probably, yeah.
Well, we're definitely looking at a blitz, but I mean a specific blitz. Though maybe the push actually caused him a bit of problems there. It's made him rethink what he's going to do. Because now it's even less safe than it was before, and it wasn't safe in the first place. Interesting that we have 2 Tomb Guards and a Flesh Golem basically just cancelling each other out over here. Everybody is out of the way, and they can't really move.
I would say that's an advantage for Varksen.
Definitely.
Because Andy's would need that Flesh Golem up on the defensive line somewhere, or at least close to the other Tomb Guardians.
Yeah, I think it was kind of tactical from Varksen leaving the 2, because the one is in the way, and the one is of course actually standing on the Flesh Golem. And here comes the blitz. Where are we going? We're hitting that piece. Interesting. It's the safer blitz. Now it's not, but it was the safer blitz. Oh no, it's the same. Okay, yeah. I can't count. Sorry. Oh.
All right.
We got revenge for the dead zombie. Yes, we did. No regen.
Yep.
Well, Boris and Priest of Karnak are today's obituary.
Well, the ball carrier is marked. Let's see if Varksen decides to push away that wolf.
Well,
They both have players with block near each other.
they do. Yeah, this is tricky for Varksen actually. That was very well conceived by Andyzz. I think originally he did want the skeleton down and to blitz the ball carrier himself, but he took the best option in the situation, and it's actually good that he got the push and then something else.
Yes. Otherwise, that wolf will be very close to the Tomb Guardians.
Yeah.
And now I think he's getting just 1 dice with the blitz rifle he's using.
It depends. It depends, but yes, it's looking at the moment definitely just the 1 dice. Good thing we got
Some
block.
other ideas.
Yeah, kind of interesting that he took the block on the zombie first. It's going to be interesting to see what the blitz is. I think I see why he did that actually. I'm sure I see why he did that, but still. There we go. Bye bye white. Yep. Oh, that's bad news though. That's really bad news.
There's probably half of Australia hearing some afterwards.
Yep. May have had a punching the keyboard moment there. That's pretty game changing actually. That's really quite bad for Andyzz. Not Andyzz, it's good for Andyzz, sorry, it's bad for Varksen. Really bad. Andyzz patience paid off in the end though.
Yeah, it did.
And this is the strength piece? No, it's not. Okay, so at least there's one small saving grace. That's not the plus strength white. Though it doesn't happen much.
Oh, he tried to
Yeah.
surf that blitz run. And now the blitz from the wolf again.
I think that was potentially a risk from both coaches that didn't really need to be taken. Trying to blitz the white first of all, though it was very tempting, and trying to blitz the blitzer. I'm not sure if we need to do that.
The ball is now marked. It's doubtful that Khemri will manage to pick it up.
Yep. The only thing that Khemri can really hope is, well, failed pick up from Necro, or being able to reposition to counteract it.
And they are both in a dangerous position. Khemri, 2 players on the sidelines.
Yep. Though, well, the white is still in a very dangerous position as well, though. And I'm sure he saw that. That wasn't advice. But still.
There's a delay in the stream.
There is that too. Yeah, that's very true. He can't have acted that quickly.
The delay is at least 10 seconds, and there's also probably a delay on us watching the game.
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's maybe something to think about for future videos, actually, just going back a little bit in the video, so we're definitely not ahead of the action. Oh, it's getting nice and messy on that flank now.
Yep.
That's...
He's surrounding those wolves there.
Yeah, that's not where the wolves want to be. That much is clear. And we're going to leave the fleshy alone. No, we're going to hit him. Oh, we finally hit him. Though it doesn't change anything.
It's just stand still there, nothing happening. Are they standing there from the beginning?
They've been standing there pretty much the entire drive, yeah.
Yeah, alright. They probably have much to talk about.
Yeah, they're just having a good old catch-up from their days as, I don't know, big things somewhere. Giants, their days as giants, that's the... Nice blitz, not the roll we wanted, but good option. Could see what was going to happen there. Now this is risky, but it is necessary.
That's KO'd.
I'm not sure I was expecting both. I'm ahead of you again, I think, sorry.
No, that's fine.
Well, that was interesting. I think Andyzz has basically decided, oh god, that's another death. Wow.
Let's see if it sticks. It does.
Oof, it's the 3rd death this game. This is a hell of a final. New piling on animations?
It's been a longer game. So that's basically a 3rd half here. No wonder that there are more deaths than usual. Oh, they're kicking that wolf very bad. And he's joining the substitution.
Yeah, he's alright. I think Andyzz wanted his other wolf surfed though, so we could get that one out.
But there's still nobody who could try and pick up the ball.
For the Khemri, no. We may actually see this go to penalty kickoffs, you know?
Yes, that will be my first time to see penalties, actually. I haven't seen them.
Well, I'm not really sure how we can comment on it, to be honest, but it happens kind of like a coin flip. It's awful, actually.
Are there any animations?
Yeah, there's animations. I haven't seen the Khemri and Necro do it, actually, so that'd be interesting.
Alright.
If we get there.
Look forward to.
We're a little bit ahead. I mean, it might not happen.
That's true.
Though it is looking likely at this moment in time. The Varksen is obviously looking for a way to not let that happen. Oh, internet crash from Andyzz. Oh dear. So we're on a countdown on Andyzz, unfortunately.
That's a shame. I think he still has 5 minutes to rejoin it, right?
Yeah, he does. He's typing. Oh no, he's back. Cool. Mighty Morphing Modem Ranger or something.
Yeah, and the time was reset as well. He's back to 2.5 minutes or a bit more.
My comment there would make more sense if you saw what Andy had written, but by the way, it probably doesn't make sense otherwise. Hey, they've both gone down. That's maybe bad for Varksen, actually. Though he can't really reposition far, so not so much.
So when the players take the penalty kicks, does it matter who's kicking?
No, it's always just basically you flip a coin and it either succeeds or it doesn't.
Ah, alright. So the skills don't matter
Mm,
in the penalty kick-off.
I think kick helps, actually.
It does?
Though somebody can hopefully confirm that who has more experience of the game than me in chat, because I'm not 100% sure.
Yes, he tried to pick up the ball, but it failed.
Yeah, it was a decent attempt though, and I don't think Varksen can score, unless, I know he can, but it's really, really tricky. That would be a fantastic way to end the game, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. Though it looks like he's going to try. No, he can't actually with a blitz, it's impossible. Because he has to give up the one movement. Yeah, okay, he can't score now.
That is very unlikely. I think you meant that he attempts a pass by with a Tomb Guardian, right?
Well, yeah, because there's no position left, but if he hadn't moved the skeleton first, then skeleton to Tomb Guardian was an option. Though, yeah, very unlikely. Tomb Guardian went after GFI twice as well, of course, but it was a scoring threat. And now this game has literally no scoring threats, so we are going to see a kickoff. Yeah, okay, kickoff.
Penalty shootout.
Yeah. And both pieces want to get at least one more injury, just so there are less pieces to kick, basically. So, obviously pieces that are out of the game or dead. Yay, one more piling on.
Oh, nice. That's a great treat before penalty shootout.
Yeah. And this is my first penalty shootout on the channel, so that's pretty exciting.
My game went in black.
Yeah, mine too. There we go.
Pick by
That's good.
Tomb Guardian. He score? Oh, he has to put the ball behind the line, right? To touch the...
Yeah. The score is always delayed for some reason, though. Yeah, it has to go... Ah, no, it has to go through the sticks. I see.
Yeah, he has to go through the goal, right.
So they need to score this. It needs to go through the middle. Oh no, they don't even get a second chance. There you go. That's how good the penalty shootout is.
Right. That was a bit anticlimactic in the end, but
I've seen it go.
Andyzz wins.
He does. Congratulations, Andyzz, and that's a horrible way to lose any kind of game. I know, Varksen, so sorry to see you lose it that way. I'm sure everybody's sorry to see you lose it that way, including Andyzz probably.
Yeah, this is really strong play by both coaches. And Andyzz managed to stop the attack.
He did.
And we both said that normally the one who gets the ball in the overtime wins, and he proved us wrong.
Yeah, like I said though, it is the average, but the faster team has a better chance defending than the other way around. If the slower team is defending, basically 9 times out of 10, the faster team is winning. But Yeah, there's slightly more variables in that combination. So yeah, congratulations to Andyzz. You are the official winner of Steel. With D.O.N.Z. You need to tell us as well what D.O.N.Z stands for, because none of us have asked you. Unless someone knows. No, nor do I. Are we going to have a look at the statistics, or are we just going to...
Yes, I'm looking at the statistics now.
Okay.
You can maybe switch
Sorry.
as well.
Yeah, okay, so... Is there... Well, the ball possession is very interesting.
Yes, because the Khemri kept the ball the whole time, no, most of the time.
Yeah. And 91 blocks against 52. That's insane.
Andyzz was really down most of the time and he still managed to do it in the end. Well, it's the penalty kickoffs. But still, he succeeded.
Yeah. It's
almost twice as much blocks succeeded for the Judgement than the War did.
Yeah. It's always a bit of a sick feeling though when it goes to penalty kickoff, because no coach wants to see that. It is disgusting no matter who wins. You basically do literally just flip a coin and that's it. But yeah. And the SPP game was nice on both teams as well. Well,
Pretty close.
16 against 16. It's exactly the same.
Yes.
Unless I'm miscounting. Oh, 16.
It seems so.
Yeah.
16 both teams.
So, story of armor breaks basically. 27 armor breaks against 19. But still, penalty kickoffs, Nuffled came back and chose his winner.
I'll have to check back who came back into the stream.
Fallen Glory.
No, he was there the whole time. He can't be enough for.
Maybe. Anyway, they're already going mad in chat, so I guess that everybody's already left the stream and they're talking, giving commiserations and congratulations.
I think we should end the stream as well and go back go into the chat now. Okay.
Sure thing. Then, in that case, I will just say goodbye very quickly, or you can say goodbye very quickly first, actually, that maybe makes more sense.
Alright guys, if you're still there, thank you for watching. If you are new to the stream, click the subscribe button, or it's the follow button, sorry. I have the subscribe button, of course. And you can catch up and watch other games in the ICBBL some other time.
I would highly recommend Krisjay's content, so do check it out.
And you can subscribe and go to my YouTube channel as well. The link should be below the stream. And of course, go check out AD English's content as well. It's pretty good.
Yeah, okay. And thank you for everybody who has been watching on my side on YouTube. I appreciate the time you've taken, and as always, leave your comments below, etc., etc. Thank you very much for watching. May Nuffle smile on you all. Bye bye for now.